Well, thanks everyone for giving me this time and being here at this retreat. I could not be more excited for this opportunity to collaborate with everyone. I've got a little bit of a taste of all the different people that we have in this room, the different passions they have, the skills they bring to the table. What I really wanted to do is bring something from my practice, something that's been really important for me, to this group to help us create something even more special this weekend. So what I'd like to do is for us to get incredibly intentional and there's Cam. What I would like for us to do is take a few minutes to reflect on not only what we want to get out of this weekend, but also what we want to contribute to this weekend. And every one of you here, every one of us has a superpower. Something within you that wasn't just there, something that's grown over your life. Something that's led you to push through challenges, learn things that other people have not experienced. As a result, with that superpower, each of you has a completely unique view on this weekend, on our patients, and on the world. So I want to put that to use. I want all of us to take a couple minutes, to put that down in paper. Our brain processes millions and millions of pieces of information every second. We're surrounded by it. Not just the different pieces, but how we organize it, how we choose to understand that. And by getting intentional about it, by choosing the kind of information that we want to notice, by choosing what we want to create, we can collaborate in a bigger and stronger way. Because what Fuel Life has created for us here is a truly amazing opportunity. So what I'd like you guys to do is to get out your notebook, your special de-COVID pen, and what I'd first like you to do, this first exercise, is to write down what your superpowers are. Write down not just, I work at this job, I've been doing this for 5 years, but like what would someone say really sets you apart? What's underneath it all that only you have, that unique view that you bring to the table? And I want you to write about that. If you want to call it your superpower, I encourage you to do so. It's a heck of a lot of fun. But that's what I'm going to have you guys do just for the first 2 or 3 minutes here. Just jot some of that stuff down. And if it's difficult for you, you can write down instead what someone else would say about you, what they would say your superpower is. Or maybe it's something people have said about you. But take a couple minutes, write that down, and then we'll move forward. And in a minute or two, I will invite anyone who would like to share, to get that conversation going and get the ideas spilling. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so my superpower that I've identified throughout the years is being patient with others, and also being teachable. So for example, in my job, I teach seniors or other people about technology. They're very, very, very patient with them.
Wow, I can totally imagine. Like patience, that is a high patience requirement. And so where did that come from? Have you always been that way, or is that something that you've cultivated?
It's something that I cultivated because I used to work for Best Buy Mobile. Like I was passionate about cell phones and technology. And because of the types of customers that were coming in, I just wanted to make a difference in their lives.
Amazing.
Just by sitting down, being patient with them and teaching every single thing. And then it came to that point where everybody was coming to me instead of the other people and they said, no, it has to be equal, you know? Yeah, so.
That sounds like a superpower to me.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I'm excited to see how that's going to translate into the rest of our practices, how that's going to create something bigger together. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Superpower?
I leave people well satiated and nourished.
Amazing. Amazing. Nourished. And what's your definition of nourished?
I want to talk about food. I'm a chef by trade.
Totally. And so nourished for you means just like they have enough food, or?
Well, it's not just like they have enough food in their stomach. Like having an experience created for them, where they feel connected to their meal, and there's this amazing feeling of, hey, I just had this amazing meal, and I make people happy with food.
And you know what? A lot of times when things get to that emotional level, which is I think at the end of the rope, what a lot of us are trying to do here, create something physical that turns into something emotional. It gets really difficult to create words for it because our words for emotions honestly aren't really that good. We do our best to describe how we feel, but I'm so glad I asked what you meant by nourished. It's way more than just the food. It's really a whole experience that people get to feel, and that's awesome. That's awesome. Rich, how did you get into that? Where did that come from?
I went to university for computer technology, and I graduated from university with a degree in computer technology, and I got a job, and quite honestly, I hated it. And I know I love making food, and I love cooking for people, and having people like congregate together and share a meal together. And while I was at this job, I was going to culinary school in the evenings so that I could ultimately change my job. And so the job I was at, they packaged me out because I'm foul mouthed, abrasive, and rude, and those are my good qualities. So they gave me a package and a pink slip, and I got to be a chef instead.
Wow, that sounds like passion to me. That's amazing. Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing that, Rajesh.
Thank you for your listening.
My pleasure. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that superpower, right? You've got that. And now I want you to put that away for a second. Compartmentalize that. Leave that to your subconscious. And in this next exercise, I want you to think about what you can get out of this. What would be a perfect weekend at this retreat? What does that mean to you? And if you can, I encourage you to write about it from the tense of it has already happened. You're looking back on it. My retreat this weekend was amazing because, or I did this. So it's already happened. And write in as much detail as you can. Spend the next 2 or 3 minutes writing about it. And I'm excited to see what you come up with, and hopefully someone's willing to share. And it's important, this is not necessarily what you expect to happen. This doesn't even necessarily need to be tied to what you think could happen in a retreat. This is what would make this weekend amazing. What outcome that if it were to happen would be absolutely amazing. Aside from no mosquitoes.
That's a dream.
Nah, you know what? Write it in there. We'll get 26 of those written in there.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that feels like they got something done? And first off, is anyone here finished? Okay, a couple people. While the rest of you are writing, would either of you guys like to share what would make this an amazing, what would turn this from a great retreat into an amazing retreat?
I guess to turn this from a great to amazing retreat is to like, from this retreat to help me distress and become more at peace. Because I'm usually like kind of an anxious person, like worrying about like what's going to happen at work the next day or what I'm going to do the next day for dinner or lunch or like chores. Like I'm an easy to stress person, easy stressor. So I feel like coming here away from everything has already helped me feel a lot less stressed out and less anxious, more at peace.
Amazing. Well, thanks for sharing that. I don't speak for everyone. I don't, but for myself at least, I want to try to help make that happen for you. It's obviously important to you, and I think that's probably what everyone else is going to feel too. That they want to help contribute to that. So by sharing that with everyone, it's one step closer to being that weekend. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to share maybe what would this make an amazing weekend for them? Rob.
I'll go. Yeah, one thing that really, Cam invited me, I think it was yesterday to be here.
Nice.
And I was a coach in Cam's program at Landmark, and one of the things we always tell him is to be unreasonable. So I was unreasonable, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm here, I'm a mental health professional. And one thing I'm really looking to get into is collaborating with other health professionals on creating corporate programs and bringing what we do into organizations. And, I've been at a lot of really organizations I didn't like, and I didn't feel validated, and I didn't feel appreciated, and really felt like a cog in the machine. And that kind of fuels me to see, well, what can we create in organizations? Can we create organizations where people feel, where there's collaboration, where people feel appreciated and welcomed, and they feel a part of something greater than themselves? And in doing that, it's like creating these communities and then moving toward transforming the planet.
Amazing.
And I see organizations as access to that.
So, big picture, this weekend, amazing weekend, is a big step for you towards creating those organizations and creating that kind of world, creating that world where people feel.
Creating those trainings, workshops, programs that where people in organizations can create a culture that people are lit up and they're flourishing and that there's cohesiveness, there's community, right? And it's not just about profiteering. It's really about people focused.
Totally.
People focused organizations.
When people feel good, they do good work.
Yeah.
Totally. Thank you so much for sharing. That's a beautiful, beautiful goal. And I think I speak for everyone. We'd love to be a part of that. Thanks for sharing it.
Yeah.
So moving on to this next piece here, is what's back. This is now back a little bit to the superpower piece, but what can you leave? What do you want to leave with this group? What do you want to contribute to this weekend that would make it amazing? What specifically do you want to share with the group? And just write a little bit about that. Again, from the context of it has already happened. You're writing about it. It's Monday. The retreat's already happened. What have you left behind in an ideal world? Because again, you guys, every one of us here has a unique view, unique skills. We're all together. And just from hearing a couple shares, like there's some amazing, amazing goals and skills in this room. What are we going to do with it? I can't wait to see. Now, this is something that that I encourage you to share with people as you're networking, as you're meeting new people, as you're strengthening relationships. Use this, what you've written down, to quickly show people what you're all about. Show them what amazing looks like for you. We get to show people how we want to be treated. We get to show people what we want to build. And we then attract people who want to build those same things with us. Those people, we give them an opportunity to buy into the future that we're trying to create. So I encourage you to share those things that you've written down, to share how you see yourself being of service, how you see yourself contributing, and how you'd like to be contributed to. Doesn't mean that you have to block out everything else, but it could be a really, really powerful tool to connect and build something great this weekend. And then the last thing that I was hoping for us to do here is just to take a second to consider all the organization and planning that went into this event and what it might be like for those who put on this event, who they want this to be successful. They want you to be successful. They want to relax and have a good time too. They want to share ideas and not just all be about logistics. And one of the things that comes up for me immediately is being on time for stuff, being easy to communicate, making it as easy as possible for them to run this retreat so we can do another one. Because I can already tell it's going to be awesome. So does anyone here have any suggestions on how we can make that really, really, first off, who's with me? Who wants to help make this really, really easy on the organizers so that it's a breeze for them? Okay, awesome. Does anybody have any good ideas or any ideas on how we can help make that really easy for them to get this weekend organized and as breezy as can be?
Back rows?
What was that?
Back rows? 209?
Wait, is that just for anyone or just the founders? Does anyone else have any suggestions on how we can, for example, be on time to the stuff and be organized? I've got to confess, I'm not too sure what the itinerary looks like right now myself.
Yeah, I think because we've got the itinerary, so I think if we can follow it, so that we don't have to be like, chasing everyone where everyone is, or we're not delayed. So it will be great, especially tomorrow, because I think tomorrow is a very packed day. So if we can actually follow the itinerary tomorrow, that would be great. And then of course, we're here if we need any help or anything. We all share rooms that are close to each other, and you guys have everybody's number. So if you have any questions right away, just ask so that we can have a smooth day tomorrow.
Awesome. And Rajesh.
Create a team captain for each bubble.
Okay.
And that person becomes accountable for making sure the bubble gets where they need to be on time.
Awesome. Love that. Do you guys, who here likes that idea of the team captains?
Yeah.
Can we all before tomorrow within our bubbles take it on ourselves to assign a captain? It seems like we're all pretty on board for making this easy and breezy. For one, that takes a huge load off for me, because when I think about encouraging someone, hey, we're going to be late, I don't want to be that bad guy. I don't want to be the guy pestering people. But if we're all on the same page that we really want to be on time and make it easy, then I think it works. So that's a great suggestion, Rajesh. If we do that, I think that'll really help. So with that, that's what I wanted, is just to help set those intentions for what a perfect weekend looks like, so that we'll know when we hit it. So I guess, Cam, do you have anything you want to add here? We took away your...
No, that's okay. I think that...
Do you want to...
I'll try. It's fine. No, I think that's beautiful. And I think that I love the idea of the team captains, and even making a sort of game of it. It's like, how can you support people in your bubble to have the best experience possible, and that will mean not spending a billion years in the bathroom. It'll mean a whole bunch of different things, right? So just be a keen listener for everyone else around you, see what we can do. That's what I'll have.
Absolutely, man. Well put. Well, I'm freaking pumped for this weekend. Who else is freaking pumped for this weekend? Woo! That's all I got.